r/ask Reddit. What myth did a company invent to sell their products? Clover used to be an intentional part of the American lawn prior to World War II. It thrives in poor soil, fixes its own nitrogen and can survive drought conditions, and was deliberately added to assist with the growth of the surrounding grass. Once weed killer came to market post World War II, it wasn't long before chemical companies successfully rebranded clover as a weed. Clover is a broadleaf plant and was unintentionally killed alongside the other unfavorable weeds, so it was successfully removed from the picturesque perfect American lawn by chemical companies. Why grow your own soil regulator for free when we can sell one to you? +11377. Karma? Holy duck, this is my most upvoted post ever. Dockers invented business casual to sell more khaki slacks and help get men out of wearing suits to work as much. Thank God for that. A counterexample. Wonder Bread was widely mocked for their slogan "Build strong bodies 12 ways," since it was just white bread with some added artificial vitamins. As natural foods became more popular, that was regarded as an advertising myth. However, during the Depression, Wonder Bread prevented pellagra and other vitamin deficiencies among alcoholics who had poor diets, but did eat white bread, and saved tens of thousands of lives in the process. Correct. Fortified rice and other grains still are the go-to in countries other than America. Maybe here too? That vitamin water is healthy. Ironically, Vitamin Water won a lawsuit accusing them of false advertising on the basis that no reasonably intelligent person would believe their product was healthy. Edit. Technically, they didn't win. They settled for changing their branding and paying the legal fees. I know that was their defense, but are you sure they actually won? Actually, looks like they settled, changed the packaging and covered lawyer fees, but didn't have to pay any damages. Kellogg's basically inventing a food pyramid to convince the public to eat their garbage for breakfast. That shitty myth persisted for decades. So what you're trying to tell me is that it was a pyramid scheme? Reverse funnel system. Putting some holes in a cardboard box for a pet rock to breathe was one of the most inspired advertising ploys ever. Freaking brilliant. Literally any company that claims detoxifying properties. What toxins? Your kidneys do that for you anyway. And liver. Skechers shape-ups made your ass more toned and bigger. I bought the Reebok shoes that claimed to do this. A year or so later I got a check in the mail for I think around $30. Apparently they lost a class action lawsuit that the shoes didn't do what they claimed. The tradition of diamond engagement rings by the De Beers Company. The slogan "More doctors smoke Camels," implying that Camel cigarettes were some sort of healthy cigarette recommended by doctors. I have an old cigarette tin that advertises, especially designed for sore throats. Menthol. They were originally marketed to sick people. My grandpa used to tell me the story of how he was friends with the guy who created the beverage Talking Rain. The sparkling water became very popular in the 90s and came in a bottle with the story of how the native people of the area found a bubbling spring that seemed to talk as rain fell into it or something. This magical water became the source for Talking Rain. But that was all, of course, just a lie the guy made up to sell carbonated tap water to idiots. Super late to the game. But ivory soap. So pure it floats. They whip air into the mixture. It has nothing to do with purity. That my sea monkeys were going to be my new friends. If it makes you feel better, their creator was a Klansman. Adding, since I was at work and didn't think it would spur a conversation, the sea monkeys were actually brine shrimp, and the brainchild of Harold von Braunett, who made a living in mail order novelties, namely X-ray glasses. He got the idea after the success of ant farms, and decided to make use of brine shrimp, which had been used as fish food. The shrimp had already adapted cryptobiosis, the ability to dry out and later be rehydrated back to life. Von Braunett worked with Dr. Anthony D'Agostino, a marine biologist, to develop the powder they would come in that would give them the nutrients and salt they'd need in their water. The trick was actually pretty clever on von Braunett's part. Supposedly there were 2 packets. The first would prepare the water, and the second contained the sea monkeys, which would come to life instantly and would be added 24 hours after the first. In reality, the first packet contained the water prep and the live shrimp. The second packet, blue dye, That would make the already rehydrated and grown shrimp visible. Von Braunert was Jewish but supported his local KKK and attended Aryan Nations conferences. He's been quoted for several racist views I won't repeat here. Food companies. Practically anything. Fat is not as bad as we thought. Sugar is worse than we thought. Guess who helped make that misunderstanding? How about recent articles that came out suggesting coconut oil is bad for you? Same deal. Look at who writes these papers. I always find a conflict of interest somewhere down the line. Nutella told people their products were a healthy alternative. Women love the smell of an entire can of Axe body spray, which was believed by every teenage boy for years. They also used to give those trial-sized cans out by the ducking case in middle and high school. Our entire locker room always reeked of that shit because we would take full cans of it and slap them with our track spikes and they'd shoot off across the locker room like a rocket. They also made Ask Me Anything zing flamethrowers. Our locker rooms were like Baghdad back in the day. All cosmetics company claiming male and female need a different soap, shampoo, razor. Lately some even tried to apply the gendered marketing to yogurt, toothpaste, handkerchief or pens. Rinse and repeat on shampoo bottles was designed to sell more shampoo. I poo in the shower. I will not fall into the trap that is Big TP. McDonald's says it sells ice cream. I see the meme about the ice cream machine being broken everywhere on Reddit and Twitter, yet I have never had it happen to me. This isn't so much a myth to sell products but to divert blame. Anti-littering campaigns were started by large corporations that polluted heavily in order to shift blame away from them to the individual for keeping the planet clean. Don't get me wrong, people who litter are scumbags. But no one human could produce as much pollution as a factory, let alone an entire industry. Same thing goes for water conservation. A single family uses fractions of a percent of water compared to what industry uses. When you see blame for something shift to individuals, take a moment and look at the broader picture of who the major perpetrators are. Areas to look at: drugs, pharmaceutical industry, water usage, pollution, greenhouse gases, waste in general. All are things we as individuals do contribute to in some way, but that is so small compared to what is actually happening and what companies are doing. This is a little disjointed. On mobile. Can clarify later. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.